Leith Place area will look beyond that, and that means bus stops in Benali Street, toilets in Benali Street, or you say, working party, your job is to be looking at Leith Place north and south development? Or are you asking them to say, hey, look at a wider Tokoroa development? Councillor Lucina, Councillor Cash.
I think it has to be wider, but not the focus of being wider. It has to be wider because things that you can't have in the Leith Place are going to have to be in other places. So you've got to have Leith Place plus future ideas for other little spots around the town.
All right.
They've got to be compatible.
That future ideas is really stage 2 rather than saying as part of the development of Leith Place. You're going to do Benali Street toilets.
It's got to be stage 2 and it's got to integrate with stage 1.
So it's an integration of stage, Councillor Gash?
Agree, that's my comment is going to be. I would like to be a focus on the Leith Place development, but expanded to include the approaches and integrated with stage 2.
The important thing is they're asking them to focus on Leith Place, but take a recognition that it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, I think if we don't focus on Leith Place, it will drag the process out longer and longer. Yep. We may end up finding that we don't get around to
is that agreed?
For some time.
They'll be asked to focus on Leith Place, but recognise that, okay, it's a stage process, so these other things. Right? The big one. The big one. How many plans?
Sorry, Jenny.
Sorry.
Yep.
No, I think we need to be looking at phase 1, 2, and 3. We need to know where we want to go so that we can get there. And yes, we're in stage 1, but we still need stage 3 there in our minds.
How does the working party do that when they don't know any budget?
Are we doing it right?
Pardon?
Are we doing this right then?
Well, that's the point. You're giving them 2.2 million to say do Leith Place. But if you're saying, hey, within that working party, be conscious of what you have to do out there, but we don't know what money we're going to do, rather than be looking.
So that's why I brought up about the branding and things. So what we put into Leith Place will have to be, if we do that, will have to be what it is for stage 3. But we're not doing the branding till stage 3. Perhaps we, as a steering group or working party, need to sit down. We've identified those goals that we want, and then maybe we've got to. I don't know how it's going to work. Sorry.
So how do you do that in terms of a time frame to make quite certain you want to get things done? Councillor Mann?
What I would like to see is the working party who've sat through this today and looked at all of the submissions and would by now have a feel for the common thoughts, and there was some very common threads that ran through all the submissions we've had.
Yeah.
And then you've got 2 slightly different ways of doing those things. One is just a spruce up, albeit a decent spruce up, or something akin to the Leith Place group who presented pretty detailed plans. At the same time, they need to consider what should be in group in phase 2 and phase 3. Does phase 1 encompass access off State Highway 1, for instance? Does that encompass signage at the northern and southern ends of the town? That they can come back and tell us that, I would think, fairly quickly, because then we can get a feel for how much money we're going to spend in phase 1 and how much might be needed for stage 2 and 3.
So the money you want to spend in stage 2, would that therefore limit whether you go ahead with stage 1?
No, because we don't know what it is yet. We don't know what those.
So how do you expect the working party, if they're doing stage 1, and let's say in fact we want to get things done, as both Mr. Sullivan and Mr. Bryan said, be brave, get it done, to wait until you sort of say, hey, what is taking place? Because when you're talking about whether it's, you were then using words as a big tidy up, but we actually looked and said we want to recognise it's a major development, not just a tidy up.
But some of your submitters today, in respect to, have said that they don't want $2.5 million spent. They would be more happy with a straight tidy up. And I'm still stuck between 2 horses on this, and I would like them as the official body we've appointed to say, yes, we want to go this way, or yes, we're going to go the other way, and then we can all get behind what that decision was.
So that's where, on your agenda in front of you, it says, do you wish to bring them back 1 or 2 detailed plans for Leith Place?
Yes, I do want them to return to us.
Pardon?
I do want them to return to us.
With how many? How many plans? 1 or 2 designs of Leith Place? 1 would be the...
Preferably 1. We put out 3, and none of them are very acceptable to the general public.
But if you're only bringing in 1, how do you handle just a minor tidy up then? Is that not another plan?
I see where you're coming from now. Yes, so obviously it needs to be 2.
Is that the general feeling? Mr. Hobbs?
I was going to say through you, which as a working party, it's going to. We're talking 2 totally polar opposite approaches, really. Whether it be a tidy up or a bowl over and start again. And I think, to be honest, we need a direction from the council based on what we've heard today, which is the submission process.
Well, you will be coming back here after the working party has got going, and it's going to take them a couple of months to sort of say, hey, if you then got 2 then coming back, do you go for public consultation? And if that takes place, forget about doing it in 2016. Look at the end of 2017. And I think that's where Mr. Sullivan and the others said, hey, what are you going to do? Council, stop stuffing around. Make up your mind. Either do one or the other, but tell us. Otherwise we're still, because if we have 2, you're almost certain you want to go out for public consultation again, A or B, and you'll go through it all again.
Mr. Smith has his hand up.
It's just a conversation about 10 minutes ago, I think. There's probably a potential to have a vision or create a vision without having a specific budget, otherwise how will that vision be formulated into
So
those aspects?
That's for stage 2 and 3.
Yeah, so I don't think you actually need to have a budget at this point for stage 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And through your worship, I think, correct me if you think I'm wrong, Peter, but at the end of the day, we can go out and we can go out with a very clear idea of what we want to achieve in terms of bringing traffic further back into the CBD, while not apportioning any budget at this stage, but understanding that whatever we do in phase 1 has to be complementary to whatever we do in phase 2 and 3. That's doable.
That's a given. Right, so please now tell me whether you want 1 or 2 plans to come back.
Well, without knowing what the working party's going to come up with on any plan, I can't really be informed.
Well, I'm asking you what you want the working plan to bring back. If they bring back the detailed plan of major development, you have the right then as a council to say, no, cost you, I don't want to do it.
I still believe they could come back to us with what the minimum work would be, and then what the right plan that they believe should be.
So we need to go back to that very first decision when they asked major development or just to tidy up. And the feeling was they'd come back with a major tidy up. You want a major development. You're not happy with that. They should be coming back with both. We should be looking at development or a tidy up.
I believe so. And we've already consulted. It's just listening to some of those submissions today, we've got to be very careful that we do make the right decision.
Well, that's what I'm still saying. So, you're not convinced that we should be doing a major development.
Not at the moment.
All right, thank you. Other councillors, please, because that's a change of going back to what that's and saying, hey, that makes a big difference on how we go forward.
Yes, please. My thought, my thinking on it is clearly recall for 1 plan, and in my view, that needs to be a major development.
All right, councillor.
Yes, Your Worship. When I was at the information centre during the consultation stage, all of the people I talked to were happy with any of the options that council had put forward, but like I told them, these are only options. So if there's stuff in those options you didn't like, disregard them. If you've got a plan of your own, submit, and that's what we've got here. We've got the submissions that are from the people, and we've got now a working party in place. It's their job now to actually come up with a proposal to bring back to council.
Yes.
whether it's a small one or the one that's up to the working party to decide. It's not up to
They'll
us.
have all this information there.
That's right, yeah, we've got that information, so let's get the working party working together to bring a proposal back to council to then decide, council to decide whether we go ahead with it.
So that's either a full or a...
No.
Okay.
So they are bringing back a proposal.
I think so, yes.
Thank you, that's one proposal they're not bringing
One
back.
proposal.
Councillor Evans.
Well, I'm a little bit like Councillor Bill, that we have had people come in that are against.
Yeah. So, but are you saying they bring back two proposals or one of the working party? Here it is, if they came back, having read all this and said, you know, hey, this is the way we go, you know, that's the way we go. They come back to council. What do you want them to bring back? Please, you can do this one or you can do that one. You ask them?
Well, yes to that.
Pardon?
Yes.
You ask them to bring back two.
Yes.
Councillor Gash.
I think we've got to this point now that we've got to hand over control, I guess, or put some faith in the working party to come back with a proposal like Thomas said. It may very well be that that proposal is, yes, a major tidy up, or it might be a major redevelopment. But if we go around in circles for too long, nothing will happen, and that's what scares me. So my vote is to now with the working parties in place with some very capable people on it, hand the trust and the faith over to them to come back to full council with one proposal, be whatever it may, and council can then vote and make a decision.
And they will come back with costings on what that happens.
Absolutely.
All right. Councillor, please.
Again, I support Councillor Lee and Councillor Gash. We've got a group of people who are enthusiastic, they've got all the knowledge that we've got, and by the end of it they'll be experts into how this development should take place. We leave it to them, we delegate them the job, and I'm sure that the answer will come from them.
Don't count.
Can I just have a final say? Thank you very much, Councillor Edwards, for your support. But in listening to Councillor Lee and a couple of others, I can live with one. We will still get a chance to vote on it when it gets here, so I'll retain my ammo till then.
Councillor Shelley.
I support Councillor Lee on that one comes back, because I was talking to some of the people that went into the information centre as well, and they were anti the three options. They weren't necessarily anti an upgrade at whatever level that was. So I think we'll leave it to the working party. Thank you.
You three sitting over there, as you have now been handed the poison chalice.
Oh, names up there.
Pardon?
There's a lot of other names up there.
Are you happy with the concept that we are now, as part of the working party as you get going, that the council is looking at you taking all of this information, and that they're working with the consultants, looking at all the concerns that people have raised, and be able to bring back next Tuesday one plan. Pardon?
Price plan.
Yeah, bringing back as soon as we can, you know, a plan for Leith Place development, whether it be major development or just a liquor payment. Are you happy?
You know, we're happy to people through those people who've got a lot
All right.
how this process works, because but you know,
They down there are as happy as Larry. You know. Now, I guess the other part is that is there a desire from this council to be getting that back, literally biting the bullet, with our aim that if everything takes place with it, to get this underway, you know, irrespective of any election that's coming up. So it would be a project by this council, not as been suggested by someone submitted, is that it should be put off to the next council and they would go through all of this, look after it, and we say, hey, we've been involved, we're able to make it, we've done it, and otherwise, quite frankly, you won't get it done until a council can come together, neither you working party. What is your feeling, please? Councillor Lee.